Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're tackling a challenge that, let's be honest, is probably playing out in your living room right now. We're looking at why getting off a device is just so incredibly difficult for young minds. We're going to step right into the messy reality of daily family life and look at the actual under-the-hood mechanics behind the struggle. Our goal today is to unpack this source material and give you a really clear, structured understanding of what's actually happening when that screen just stays on. Let's dive right in.
I'm almost done. I mean, practically every parent on the planet has heard this exact line, right? I'm almost done. Just give me 5 minutes. But 5 minutes later, that thumb is still swiping away. But here's the really fascinating part. When you actually pause and ask a child what exactly they're trying to finish, they usually draw a blank. They can't tell you. They can't name a final post or a final video or a final message. And as the source material points out, that right there, that is the absolute core of the problem.
And this brilliantly illustrates why we really need to change our mindset. We've got to fundamentally shift our perspective away from calling kids lazy or just blanketing them all as addicted. Think about traditional media for a second. It has built-in boundaries. A book has a literal last page. A television episode rolls its credits. But social media? A feed is continuously updated. It completely lacks a natural final page. So the child isn't failing to finish. The environment is designed so that finishing is literally almost impossible to define.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for this explainer. We've got 1. The mechanics of infinity. 2. The unfinished social world. 3. The 7-part plan. 4. Building finite containers. And 5. The 7-day experiment. Let's get to it.
Section 1. The mechanics of infinity.
So this ecosystem basically relies on 4 key design forces: infinite scroll, autoplay, personalized feeds, and notifications. This system actively removes the decision to stop. For example, think about an old-school web page. Reaching the bottom forced you to click Next. Well, infinite scroll removes that boundary entirely, which makes continuing the default action.
Let's look a little closer at autoplay. Imagine a teenager who is tired, stressed out from homework, or just emotionally drained. In that state, the easiest action is usually going to win. Because autoplay begins the next video automatically, suddenly stopping requires actual physical and mental effort, while continuing requires absolutely nothing. Simply going in and turning off autoplay can restore a critical decision point for your child.
Then we have personalization. The algorithm learns exactly what a user watches and delivers this totally unpredictable mix. Something funny, then something intense, maybe something a little disappointing. And because of this sheer unpredictability, telling yourself, oh, just one more swipe, actually feels entirely logical to the human brain. I mean, the next item could always be the best one yet, right?
Section 2. The unfinished social world.
To really grasp this, we have to look way beyond just the algorithm. We have to genuinely empathize with the fact that these feeds are a teenager's vibrant, ever-shifting social reality. Look at this list. They're constantly monitoring friendship updates, massive group chats, conflicts, rumors, their social status. Adolescence is a time when peer evaluation is just massively important. So to a teen, closing the app feels incredibly risky. Leaving doesn't just mean turning off a silly game. It means potentially missing out on critical, shifting social dynamics while they're gone.
Section 3. The Blueprint. A 7-part stopping cue plan.
Step 1 actually starts before the screen even unlocks. It's all about naming the purpose. Simply asking, why am I opening this app, changes the entire dynamic. Whether the answer is to reply to 2 messages, or to watch one specific creator, or even just to relax for 10 minutes, naming the purpose immediately gives the viewing session a defined shape.
Now, the crucial point in Step 2 is choosing the ending before opening the app. Telling a child to stop when they feel finished is a total setup for failure on a platform that literally has no end. We must pick a specific ending cue before the screen even lights up. It could be a timer ringing or deciding to stop after watching 3 specific videos.
Step 3 is where we actually intervene in the tech itself. We want to restore design friction. Look, we aren't doing this just to be inconvenient or annoying. By turning off autoplay, disabling those non-essential alerts, or moving the app completely off the main home screen, we are deliberately restoring critical design friction. This gives the child that necessary little micro moment to pause and reconsider if they actually want to keep scrolling.
Steps 4 and 5 build directly on this friction. Step 4 relies on an external cue. Think an alarm set all the way across the room. This physically breaks that hypnotic scroll and cuts right through the time fog. And Step 5 is closing the loop. Having your teen send a quick, "Hey, I'm going offline now" message to their friends is a brilliant tactic. It instantly relieves the massive anxiety they feel about leaving their peers hanging.
Step 6 focuses on the physical transition. It's really not enough to just put the phone down. There needs to be a prepared next action. Moving immediately from placing the phone on a charger to, say, walking the dog, eating dinner, or starting a shower, successfully and physically transitions the child completely out of that digital context.
And finally, step 7. This is vital. Review this system, not their character. Ask them, hey, what made stopping difficult today? Or which feature pulled you back in? We review this system together, completely without shame. We are troubleshooting the software here, guys, not criticizing their lack of willpower.
Section 4. Building finite containers.
So what is a finite container? It's a structure that converts an endless environment into a defined activity with very, very clear boundaries. Think of a planned 15-minute social window, or a specific saved playlist that actually has an end. These containers do not ban social media, not at all. Instead, they allow the child freedom and autonomy, but safely within the boundaries of a distinct beginning and a distinct end.
Section 5. Teaching the child to notice the loop.
True self-regulation begins when kids can actually identify when their intentional use morphs into that zombie-like automatic state. This looks like opening an app without knowing why, forgetting the last 5 videos they just watched, or closing the app just to reopen it 3 seconds later. It is absolutely crucial to convey that these are not signs of a deeply broken or addicted child. They are simply vital, biological signals to pause, stand up, and deliberately decide what to do next. I love this quote because it captures the exact phrasing parents can use. We are changing the environment, not testing your willpower every minute. By shifting our language to acknowledge the platform's endless design, we instantly stop being our child's adversary. We become a unified team solving a design problem together.
Section 6. The 7-day experiment. And you can put this team approach to the test immediately. The source recommends choosing just one platform for a week. Together, you and your child track the purpose for opening it, the chosen ending cues, the friction you applied, and the transition activities. It's a super low-stakes, highly collaborative way to figure out what actually works for your specific family.
I want to leave you with this final, truly powerful thought from the source material. Do not ask the child to find an ending that the platform removed. Build one. Ultimately, we really have to ask ourselves, are we going to expect our exhausted kids to outsmart billion-dollar algorithms using sheer willpower? Or are we going to step up, use these tools, and build the finish line together? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this gives you a completely new perspective and a highly practical blueprint to use in your home.